What's going on, everyone? It's Marsellis back with another video. Today, we got to go over optimism because we got a lot of good updates coming up in optimism, and March may actually be a very bullish month for optimism. So, definitely hit the like button and subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, none of this financial advice. Leave a comment in the comment section, and let's get straight to it. So, let's go over optimism here. First of all, we're going to look at kind of a technical analysis here. So, we got a lot of good stuff going on for optimism. Now, over here, you can see coming in from yesterday into today, we had a nice little pump. So you can see right now, Optimism went all the way from $2.68, not $2.60, but really $2.70, all the way up here to where we are now, and that's $2.78. So we did pretty well here inside of Optimism, and really it went from $2.66. But who's counting? But yeah, we're still doing pretty well here. We did get hit at this resistance area. We couldn't really get back above there. It says high activity here expected. This is for like whales and stuff and large transactions. So we actually seen that was a high selling activity. And now we're seeing we're pulling back down to here where it's saying moderate activity expected. And now we're seeing there might be a little bit of moderate buying here. But what overall inside of optimism has been happening to get us to this point? And that's what we're going to be really talking about today, and why March could actually be a very bullish month for optimism. There's actually a lot, very optimistic here with optimism. That's what I'll say. There's a lot of good stuff going on for optimism though. But anyways, you can see we just had a straight nice run up all the way from January to now. We've just been going crazy inside of optimism, all the way from 91 cents all the way up here to our peak around $3. Like, that's crazy that optimism got to $3.20 from 90 cents to all the way $3.20 with inside of 2 months now. But now this is going to be the third month. But 2 months optimism did all this. Like, this is crazy. But yeah, you can even see right here, Optimism just got rejected at that $3.20 area. So now we're pulling back and we're looking for the support levels. And we actually did hit a very good support level, which is where we're bouncing off of now, around $2.70. So now we're trying to make our way back up here to $3.20 here on Optimism. So we got to wait for that. And I'll let you all know how that goes. But, so far, so good. Optimism is doing some very, very, very good numbers here. We're doing very well here on Optimism. And actually, if you look at the charts here, it's just been a straight uptrend since December. Like, this is just crazy. Like, since not really December, but since January, the beginning of January, we've been on this straight uptrend here for Optimism. So I'm really excited to see what happens here. We did just now hit this support right here, so that's pretty cool. Now, if you look at what we got going on here, let me take this off actually, so then we can have a better view of this. So I didn't mean to take all of that off. I just wanted to take this off. But yeah, Optimism is doing fairly well. And actually, if we kind of scroll all the way out here, looking at this uptrend, this is actually a pretty good uptrend actually. So if you go over here, you can look at this. Let's go ahead and stretch that all the way out to here. So we're gonna go ahead and stretch this resistance line out, and now we're gonna go ahead and stretch this trend line up even further. So now when you stretch that trend line, right, and then you stretch that out, now you can see they meet each other. So now what we're looking at here is, where is Optimism about to end up? So I believe Optimism is about to make its way back up, to $3.20. I feel like we're going to trade it between this range here, right? And then from at the end of this, we are going to decide whether or not we're going to break out on the downside or break out on the upside. So that's pretty much what we're looking at here. And me personally, I believe we're going to break out on the upside here for Optimism. And that's what we're here to talk about today. So without further ado, let's talk about all the good stuff we got going on inside of Optimism. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor, none of this financial advice. Now, let's move on from the technical analysis now that we've established our uptrend and now that we've established our trading pattern here. So over here, you can see we're down 0.4% inside of Optimism. Not too bad, not too shabby at all. But we are up 11.1% in the last 7 days. And then we're up 14.9% in the last 14 days. And then we're also up 17% in the last 30 days. So we're up really, really nicely here inside of Optimism. Not really like too much, but we're up a pretty good amount inside of Optimism. So we're optimistic with Optimism. I'm gonna keep saying that pun like the whole video probably. So get used to it. But moving on from this, we got good stuff going on with Optimism. So over here, Optimism will March update give OP its much awaited bull run. And if you all don't know, they actually announced that there's going to be a fork out coming up pretty soon. So you can see a hard fork is now coming up. So we got good stuff for March. Now, Optimism's development activity surged to its highest level since the start of 2023. The daily transaction volume and profit tripled over the past 10 days. Now they say over here, on the 28th of February, popular layer 2 scaling solution Optimism shared an update about its upcoming hard fork in March. So that's why I said March is going to be bullish, because we have this hard fork coming up. Now, the tweet was optimistic that even they're doing the pun. But yeah, the tweet was optimistic that there will be no downtime for users. So, however, network nodes will have to be updated in advance. So there's not going to be any downtime for users. You can still use Optimism and all that, the layer 2. And yeah, that's pretty cool. They said down here, quick heads up, this is about the hard fork, and this is pretty much what they said. We're going to go ahead and bring up the actual tweet here. So they said, quick heads up to developers. A hard fork for Optimism, go real, or go really, whatever you want to say, go really, is planned for March, thanks to efforts by Sherlock DeFi Watsons. So they pretty much, Sherlock over here audits backed by smart contracts. So they do audits, and they said no downtime is expected, but those running their nodes will need to update in advance to continue syncing. And then furthermore, they said these fixes improve the development experience for Bedrock by fixing inconsistencies in our API for receipts in certain system transactions. And they said though the bug is developer facing and would not have affected user funds, it does not require a fork to fix. And they said to prepare OP Geth and OP Node updates will be released in early March. So this is going to be early March. This is the 1st of March right now. So I reckon within the first week or two for March. Then they said followed by a fork activation in mid-March. So inside the middle of March, they're going to activate that fork. And then early March, you're going to see them preparing those node updates to release. So this is going to be pretty good. And then they said over here, there is no action for Optimism and for Optimism Gorley users, nor will you experience any disruption. So it's going to be up the whole time. They said partners in projecting running nodes on Optimism will need to upgrade their nodes when we release the OpGeth and OpNode update. And then they said a firm update for these releases will be shared next week, and we're getting together resources for infra providers who need to upgrade their nodes. And they said more detail on this and the rest of the Sherlock results will be presented to the governance in the next Bedrock upgrade proposal. And honestly, if you're not a developer, you really don't need to worry about any of this. But what you do want to think about is this is definitely going to help ramp up Optimism. Like, this is going to speed up the process with Optimism. I think that Optimism will probably start to rise inside the midst of this. So we'll probably end up seeing some increases in the price of Optimism like we're seeing now. And that's really why we're going up. We're ramping up because now we're having this little update. So, but anyways, down here you can see the protocol added that the Optimism Gorilla hard fork was meant to fix inconsistencies in the API. So they said, unfortunately, the prospects of a bug fix failed to cheer OP holders. At the time of writing, the native token fell 5.55%. But we still see that we had a huge run up from January to now. So we really shouldn't even be worried about being down 5%. That's just my take on it. Now, they said sea of changes await the Optimism ecosystem. So, according to Sentiment, Optimism's development activity surged to its highest level since the start of 2023. And by the end of this video, we're going to actually talk about a DeFi app that's being built on Optimism that's going crazy. This DeFi app is going crazy. It's called Velodrome, and we're going to cover Velodrome towards the end of the video. But Velodrome is going crazy, and it's definitely a high prospect. So if you're looking for a nice little DeFi protocol to get in on, you would definitely want to look at Velodrome, and it's built on Optimism. So it's cool that you have a layer 2 blockchain, right, called Optimism, built on Ethereum. And now you have these other DeFi apps now. They're now starting to build on the layer 2 Optimism that's built on Ethereum. So you see how they can optimize Ethereum. Like, that's literally what they're doing. That's what it stands for. They're optimizing Ethereum, and it's really helping out a lot. But let's keep going over this. So according to the, yeah, I already actually went over that. But yeah, this is pretty good. Optimism's development activity surge, which was really good. This indicated that the network was committed to its milestones and key technical upgrades could be delivered on time. Now, there have been a slew of other upgrades announced by the Optimism ecosystem in recent days. Perhaps the most ambitious among them was the idea of a superchain, a cohesive and interoperable system that would unify multiple layer 2 solutions into one. OP's bullish idea still has weight. So after a sharp move upwards on the 10th of February, Optimism's network growth tanked. The refusal of new addresses to engage with OP was a negative signal, blah, blah, blah. On the other hand, the positive 30-day NVRV ratio suggested that most holders would book profits if they sell their holdings at their prevailing price. So all good there. The daily transaction volume and profit, which tripled over the past 10 days, went credence to the above deduction. They're pretty much talking about the technical analysis here. They said after a prolonged period of decline, Optimism's open interest spiked for a brief period last week. However, at the time of writing, it matched the trajectory of price and moved sideways. So really, they just want Optimism to pump here on this article, but it's a slow process. As they make more updates, as they make their chain better and better and better, as we start getting different D apps starting to build on there, you start to see the price slowly but surely rise. So this is a long game. It's not a short game, but let's go over the next thing here on Optimism. So Optimism price prediction. This is what they're predicting. So OP pulls back from all-time high, but $10 is still in the view. So they're saying $10 Optimism is still inside of their peripherals. It's still in their view. So this is pretty cool. Now the Optimism price has dropped 5.5%. They kind of had the same technical analysis, and we're not going to even look at that, but we just want to look at their $10 prediction. So OP's indicators would suggest that a sell-off is indeed due in the short term, which is pretty much what I was saying. In the short term, we are going to have a little bit of sell-off. You see that inside of this, we're just going to kind of consolidate here, and then by the end of this, we should see whether or not that's going to be a sell-off or a purchasing wave. But we'll have to see by the end of that. But yeah, I think we're doing pretty good. They said, for instance, its 30-day moving average has climbed much, much higher than its 200-day average, signaling that a reversal is due. So you may see a pullback in Optimism is pretty much what they're saying. And, like I said, if we're going to have a big major pullback, then it'll probably end up going back down here to about $1.90. That's where our next major support is. That's why I say if it's a major pullback, then obviously down here at $1.90 is our support line. So that's pretty much what we have here. That's where we have more demand for our supply and demand for Optimism. So moving on from that, though, they said a key support to watch out for is $2.70. Right now we're at $2.89, 78 or $2.78, and you can actually see right here the $2.70 is actually where I had that support set. That's why they mentioned that it's a key support line. We've hit it 3 times. It was our key resistance line back here. Our resistance then becomes our support all the time. And that's why we're now seeing it as our support in both of these areas here for Optimism. So we're going to have to pay attention to those areas. Very, very key support areas. If we break those, then you better bet that we're going down to $1.90. So moving on from that, though, indeed, recent events suggest that OP could end up becoming one of the most profitable tokens of 2023. Most notably, Coinbase's announcement this week of its base layer 2 network is a humongous win for Optimism, with the US based exchange now joining the platform's ecosystem as its second core developer. So, this is huge because Coinbase is literally one of the largest exchanges out there. And it says, one, we're excited to announce Build on Base. Base is an Ethereum L2, which is an L2 blockchain that offers a secure, low-cost, developer-friendly way to anyone, anywhere to build decentralized apps. Our goal with Base 2 is to make on-chain the next online and onboard 1 billion plus users into the crypto economy. So this is going to be pretty big. So we'll have to wait for this. As explained, they said Coinbase's announcement, they said that the exchanges joining of the Optimism ecosystem means that it doesn't see Base as a rival to the older layer 2. So Base is a rival of Optimism pretty much. And they said, but as an addition to what will become an interoperable superchain, they wrote the following. That's why we are working with OP Labs. So yes, Coinbase is working with OP Labs and the Optimism Collective on a plan to scale Ethereum in a decentralized way. Our vision is to create a robust developer ecosystem of interoperable L2s and rollups that will help onboard the next billion users. So I think crypto is definitely bullish for 2023, and they believe Optimism can get up to $10. So down here, the first partners of Coinbase L2 blockchain base is Chainlink, Infra, QuickNode, Etherscan, Hot Protocol, ZX, or ZRX, Ondo, Aave, Magic Eden, Animoca, Python Network, Rainbow Wallet, Ribbon Finance, Balancer, Graph, Wormhole, Parallel, Sushi Swap, Layer Zero, and Mazari, Alexar, ETH Global, and more. and obviously Optimism. So yeah, that's pretty good there. We're doing really good numbers with Optimism still. They said over here it's also worth pointing out that Optimism was already an important layer 2 network for Ethereum. So we were already important. They said down here 9. Now is time for Optimism major update. The Bedrock will offer modularity, simplicity, and Ethereum equivalents for layer 2 solutions. They said it will enable performance improvements, including transaction costs. They said the number 10 down here was more. Coinbase's new layer 2 base will use Optimism's technology. Plus, Coinbase joins Optimism as a core developer to build the open source OP stack that powers Optimism. Now, what we want to look at is their little $2 prediction here. They said it's now a good time to buy Optimism. They said while the long term picture now looks good, it may suffer a few more losses in the shorter term. So everybody kind of agrees on Optimism pulling back down a little bit for the short term, but that's just for the short term. Now, the main thing that I want to talk about here is this prediction for Optimism, right? So we have a price prediction for Optimism for $10. So this is very, very, very important because we have to know what will the market cap be for Optimism at $10. So first of all, at the current circulating supply, the market cap for Optimism at $10 would obviously be $10 times 214 million. Now you see the market cap currently is at $599 million. And then you can see the fully diluted market cap is at 11.9 billion. See, the fully diluted market cap takes into account the max supply, but then the regular market cap takes into account only the circulating supply. So first we're going to do the market cap for $10 for the circulating supply. So that would be $214 million times the $10 Optimism. So if Optimism gets to $10, the regular market cap, if the circulating supply stays the same, it will be 2,147,483,640. So 2.147 billion, right? But we got to look at what the fully diluted market cap would be. So at $10, we already know some more of the supply is going to enter the ecosystem at $10. It has to enter the ecosystem at $10. But our fully diluted market cap for Optimism at $10 would be all the way up at $42,949,672,960, which comes out to about $42.9 billion. So that would be the fully diluted market cap for Optimism at $10. Definitely achievable. We've seen Dogecoin at 90 billion. So during a bull market, I definitely believe Optimism $10. $10 Optimism easily. But like I said, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor at all. It could take a year, it could take 2 years, but I definitely believe Optimism has potential. Optimism is only up 593% from the all-time low. So that says a lot about the upside potential here for Optimism. Like there's a lot of upside potential here. But anyways, like I said at the beginning of the video, we're also going to talk about the decentralized exchange Velodrome built on top of Optimism. So Optimism decentralized exchange Velodrome generates record weekly fees following Coinbase announcement. So that was pretty cool. We're not going to go over this because we already know what Coinbase talked about. We're just going to go over Velodrome. So if you see here, Velodrome is up 6.6% in the last 24 hours. Velodrome is now priced at 19 cents. So 0.195. That's pretty cool. Now, you can see here, the last 24 hours, up 6.6%. Last 7 days, every single time period, it's up. But yeah, last 7 days, it's up 27.9%. Last 14 days, it's up 96%. And then the last 30 days, Velodrome is up 274%. So Velodrome is doing very, very good. And if you look at the all-time for Velodrome, it's up 3,486% from its all-time low. So Velodrome is going crazy right now. And it's only priced at $32.8 million market cap. That this is a low cap coin. And low caps are really where you get that profit at. So yeah, the trading volume at $5.5 million, fully diluted valuation at $169 million. You can see here the circulating supply and all that good stuff here with Velodrome. So I reckon Velodrome has potential to really go up crazy. So we're going to talk about Velodrome here a little bit. So you can see the central trading and liquidity marketplace on Optimism. So it's pretty much the top decentralized exchange on Optimism, if you want to say that. Now you could also see over here, this is the Velodrome swap. So we got Velodrome swap and all is well over there. You can go ahead and connect your wallet to here if you want. I have my wallet connected for ETH. So you can see there, my wallet's connected. We got some Velodrome pools here. You can manage your liquidity, all that good stuff here. If you want to go ahead and do that, you want to deposit, you want to stake. And here are all the pairs we got here for Velodrome. So we got a good amount of pairs here, USDC to DOLA. And USDC to dollar has a 23.16% APR. So the APRs are fairly decent. You can see there's a lot of different a lot of different pools here with stable coins and wrapped ETH to SETH. So we have a lot of different pools to choose from. 494 to be exact. 494. Like that's crazy. Like, let's be honest, that's crazy. Now you can see over here, this one is OP to USDC. So Optimism to USDC is paying you out 59.66% APR. And you already know me. I want to see, first of all, what has the smallest pools? Obviously, you got these with the smallest pools, but really, what are the largest pools? Well, the largest pool for one is going to come over here with Optimism here. So we're going to see actually, no, the largest pool is not Optimism. The largest pool is USDC to Dola. And if you're wondering what Dola is, we can go ahead and look up Dola here. This right here is Dola. Dola is on Ethereum, and you can see here, this is Dola. So you can go ahead and check it out if you want to do that. It's pretty much a stable coin here. So we got a lot of good stuff going on. You can go over here to inverse finance if you want to look at that. Dola borrowing right to replace interest rates with a fixed fee that you can earn more on. So yeah. So they're doing pretty good stuff over here. So we're not going to go over Dola. We just want to go over. We're not going to go over inverse finance. There's so many crypto projects, so many D apps out there, and it would just blow your mind. But moving on from that, we don't want to really go over Dola. We want to go over everything else. So the next one here is USDC to USD, and that's a lot of money here in these pools, billions of dollars just chilling in these pools here, millions of dollars in some of them. So you can see right here the USDC one, $21 million, USDC 25 million up there. The APRs, the ones with the highest APRs here, is going to be your wrapped ETH to SLM over here, and these are more volatile pools. So you would definitely want to be careful with your very, very high APR ones. So you just want to be careful with high APRs. But anyways, this is pretty much Velodrome. Velodrome is pretty cool. You got the vest over here, so you can lock your tokens up if you want. More tokens locked for longer equals greater voting power equals higher rewards. And then you can go over here. You can vote for different things down here. You got your rewards over here as well. And yeah, you got the bribe. So bribes offer incentives to attract votes and maximize emissions awarded to your pools. So yeah, Velodrome seems pretty cool. I'm gonna make a separate video on Velodrome. I definitely believe Velodrome has some huge potential. But yeah, anyways, this is pretty much all I got for you all today. Definitely hit the like button and subscribe if you liked the video. Go ahead and check out my other channel, Marsellis Clips, if you just want to see small little clips of these videos. And if you want consultations, definitely check out the email inside of the description and email me for a consultation. Make sure you mention inside of the subject of the email that just mention consultation in the subject of the email, because I get a lot of spam mails and it's hard to go through all of my emails. But anyways, yeah, definitely hit the like button and subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, none of this financial advice. Leave a comment in the comment section. And as always, I'll be back with another video.